To really understand Spotify's accounts, you need to understand IAS 38 intangible assets. If you were to think about what the major assets for Spotify are, it will be maybe their database of songs, their algorithms, the data that they capture, all of those kind of factors. But if you were to look at Spotify's balance sheet, you'd be surprised that intangibles make up less than 10% of their asset base, with the biggest asset they've got actually being cash. I suppose that makes sense because they'll get a lot of monthly subscribers and a lot of cash coming in. But it is surprising that there's not many intangibles there. Now, the reason for that is you can't recognize internally generated intangibles. You can only really recognize acquired intangibles. So Spotify does have some of those when they've acquired other companies that produce podcasting content or that produce algorithms that help monetize the site, and they have capitalized about $1 billion of those. But all of the research and development that Spotify do can only be capitalized right at the end of the process, when it's technically feasible and when there's probable economic benefits. Now, Spotify spend about 1 to 2 billion euros a year on R&D, and they have about 8 million euros capitalized. So that shows that a lot of these assets are kind of missing. So not only are things like Spotify Wrapped, which is such a hit that companies like supermarkets copied it and were telling us how often we bought sweet potatoes that year, they aren't anywhere on the balance sheet. The only things that are acquired intangibles. And this is such a problem that the IASB are actually looking at the accounting for intangible assets, because it can't be right that a company's major asset base and the main reasons that you would invest are missing from their balance sheet. So as that project unwinds, the IASB are hoping to look at how they can get some more intangibles on those balance sheets.